DoorDash has a brand new update, and it is in-home delivery. Because now I'm just thinking about like when I'm actually doing like my shop and deliver orders, and just like, do I really want to go that extra step, even though it might be just a few extra feet, just going inside to the customer's home, where they might say, oh, just go ahead and sit on the dining room table or on the counter or wherever they may want the products. But hey, is this something that you might be willing to do? And I just can't help just to think of just like in the past where there's times where there's actually maybe like elderly people where they actually really need you to actually help them out. What if it's like a big old case of water and just kind of help them with that wherever they need it at? But this is not just really geared just for elderly. This is for anyone. But today we're going to go through a deep dive into this new program that's in such a very small market right now. And we're going to figure out if this is right for us. So let's go ahead and get started. And here's how it looks. So how does this thing work? You will know if you're being offered an in-home grocery delivery based on the accept screen, which will mention in-door delivery. So you see here, right here in this little charcoal black, right under where it says customer drop off. And that will be our indicators like, hey, this is not a normal delivery. This is not going to be like leave it at the door or just a hand it to customer, but you're going in. But here, let's look at this offer. This is a $20.75, which is the guaranteed pay. And you only get an extra dollar pay just for the indoor delivery. So is a dollar really actually just worth it just to go into the house? It's just a few feet. Don't have to do that much more. It reminds me of other things that I've done for a dollar for DoorDash. How maybe around the holiday season, where it just says, go ahead and take a picture of the store hours, or ask a manager or employee about the store hours around a so-and-so holiday. Now, I've done that for an extra dollar. So that extra little bit of 30 seconds, 45 seconds-ish, is it worth a dollar? I believe this is something I'm actually willing to try. And I'll have this one most likely toggled on in my preferences, just like I have a few other things toggled on, such as the flash offers that we've just recently got activated just a few months ago, even though I still haven't seen a flash offer yet. But I do know of people who actually received them. It's kind of like a Sasquatch. You just don't know. You've never seen it, but you've heard of people bearing witness to it. But I think this is actually more believable. Anyways, but going back, would you do this for an extra dollar? There's actually been cases where it's been up to $3. But I think most likely, most of the time, this will be just for an extra dollar. Now, I can think of it right now of just being like, would you just do this more like during the day? Would you feel safer, just feel freaked out doing this in the evening or nighttime? Or maybe you go up to like Count Dracula's house or something and you might be a little freaked out. I know there's going to be some houses where you'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go in there. And usually most of the time it's really not as bad as you think. And I say that because that could be just about anything. It's just not as bad as you really actually thought it would be. Now, has been a certain occurrence that's happened to me where I actually went up to somebody's house and I was like, I didn't even want to step on the steps and the porch. It didn't even look safe at all. I was just like, but I still made it and put the food at the front door, took the picture, and I just hope I wasn't going to fall through. So hopefully you don't have to enter into a house of anything like that. But here are a few things that maybe kind of help us out when we're actually trying to make this delivery. So when you arrive at the customer's house, please review the drop-off instructions and make contact with the customer. Number 2, please wait for the customer's invitation to enter into the home and ask them where they would like you to drop off their order. And number 3, once you have placed their order in their desired location, you will be prompted in the Dasher app to take a photo of the groceries for an additional $1 per order. It also says avoid including customer in the photos of the groceries. The experience will be similar to completing large order deliveries. Kind of pretty much makes me think about like the catering orders that I have where I've actually have gone into like, usually it was like a business and they showed me where they want it at, which is like a table or a counter or wherever. And I just pretty much left it there. I took my picture and then I was gone. So if I could do that just for that little bit extra, this may not be as bad. Now let's dig a little bit deeper and look at the things to know. So this is actually the very first blue part. Actually, the same exact thing, which was the experience will be similar to completing large order deliveries. So let's go to the second one. Your acceptance rate will not be impacted if you reject an in-home delivery order. So that's actually really good, a peace of mind that if we do receive this, this will not go against the acceptance rating. Because thinking about the in-home delivery, it can be a big deal for some people. I totally get it. It's just like crossing boundaries, crossing certain lines that you just don't want to cross. And the next one, it says, you do not need to help the customer unpack their groceries, which is great. But I wonder if they're ever going to try that one of these days as just an extra level of service. But honestly, I don't even like unpacking my own groceries. So I do not want to do that, really. Because then you got to know, like, where does this go? Where does that go? Some might be in the refrigerator, but there's going to be certain little compartments for the refrigerator, certain compartments in a pantry. That would be so much, and it would be definitely be more than $1 to do that, because that could take some time, especially if there's a lot of stuff. So a great thing, this is something that we don't do. We just simply just want to put the groceries on the counter or wherever they need it at, or the table. If that's where the customer desires at, take the picture without the customer in there and going. Now let's look in the red here. It says, if the customer is unavailable after you have attempted to call and text them, click can't hand the order to customer. So one thing I can kind of just assume is just that it kind of puts the customer on a clock where it used to be 5 minutes, but now I've seen the clock more at 2 minutes. Then after that 2 minutes, you can go ahead and set the groceries in a safe place at the front door, then take your picture if the customer is not available. Now, what do you actually do if you don't feel comfortable or are unable to complete the setup? Now, this verbiage is going to be somewhat similar, but just with a little added to it. If you're unable to complete the setup for any reason, you don't feel comfortable, the customer did not want the setup, or unable to access the customer's location, or you want to waive the setup, etc., please follow the I can't complete the setup steps outlined below. And also, please note that when selecting this option, you will not receive the setup bonus pay. You are not obligated to complete the setup, and waiving setup will not have any impact on your program eligibility. So what you have to do is click on the take photo button to continue to the next step in the delivery flow. Second, click on the question mark button on the top right hand corner. Then select I couldn't complete setup. Fourth, select something else and describe the situation to support to complete the order. But hopefully it doesn't have to go that far, because it sounds like that could be a little bit of a process altogether, because it'd be so much easier just to get the groceries and go ahead and put it wherever they need it. But the whole idea is, do you actually feel safe? Because if there's ever a reason where you don't feel safe, DoorDash really supports you where you don't actually have to go in and just complete the order anyways. For any reason, if you just get that bad feeling in your stomach, you might not know, but you just feel just off, you can complete the process and you don't have to feel guilty, bad, or anything, but just go into the next order. But now we talk about safety. Is there anything else that we can do to help maybe give us like a peace of mind? Now you could just, like, for an extra line of safety, you can also do the feature of Safe Dash, which is like a location sharing where you can actually share your location up to 5 different people. Just like how I share with my wife and my wife shares with me, even though she doesn't dash as much as she used to, but it actually tracks like your every movement, every place that you're going. It even says you're on a dash and you're just watching the person just kind of go and take their route. And if anyone's actually interested in that, let me show you how to even get to it. So all you would have to do, hit those top little lines on the top left-hand corner, and then hit account, then select app settings. From there, scroll down to where you see safety, then you see safe dash location sharing. So when you select that, it goes directly to share your location with trusted contacts. Choose who you can see your location while you dash. They'll also be notified if there is an emergency. And also you can notice right there, you can actually toggle this on and toggle it off to any of your trusted contacts. And as I said earlier, you can select up to 5, even though I just have 1. I don't feel like I have a need for anybody else, but just my spouse. And I know some people don't even want to be tracked by their spouse. So I'm just like, I can understand that too. So I'm just like, but we don't have anything to hide. At least we don't now. LOL. But at the end of the day, this thing is all about safety, because it's not just in-home delivery. This could just be anything. It's just dashing, period. Not only do you have crazy folks and crazy people out there, but also the drivers as well. There's a lot of things to look out for, but we're just not going to shut ourselves inside all the time. We're going to keep on living life and do what we got to do, right? And also, per merchant agreement, which is probably a really good thing, do not ask to go to the bathroom. How embarrassing would that be anyways? Not just a number 1, but if it was a number 2 and you just blow that thing up, oh my gosh. But I can just imagine somebody going to be doing the pee-pee dance, and some customer is going to say, you can go use the bathroom. But I'm just like, oh my gosh, please prepare yourself before you even dash. And I guess that's all I want to say about that one. So make sure to put in the comment box, what do you think about this in-home delivery? Would you do this just for $1, even though it's just for a few extra feet, which just take 30, 45 seconds? Or you'd be like, no, I'm good. But now here's the other thing of just like, who is actually even eligible to even do the in-home deliveries? But this is actually just for select dashers that are actually exclusively, that's already a part of DoorDash's large order program. Basically, platinum dashers. But you know what? Every little perk helps. Just getting that little extra $1 or $2 definitely can't hurt. But if you're like brand new to DoorDash, or if you just need to know just a little bit more of like a tutorial, watch this video down here. Or if you need just a little bit extra level to actually boost those profits and some tips and tricks, check out this video up here.